Hello, this is Jeffrey Walker, minister of the Tonto Street Church of Christ, and I'm coming before you today with another motivational moment. How many of us have resolved that this was going to be the year that we were going to save more money? Saving and investing in our future is truly a prudent move to make, especially in light of the critical condition of our economy. Often we consult financial planners and they educate us on how to become smart investors so that we will be able to live more comfortably in our latter years. But how many of us have resolved this year that we were going to save more souls for Christ? Solomon says in Proverbs chapter 11 and verse number 30, "The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he that winneth souls is wise." Jesus instructs every Christian in the Great Commission, as he said in Matthew 28, verse number 19, he says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." In Matthew chapter, and Mark, chapter is 16, verses 15 and 16, he tells us to go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. And those who believe that gospel and are baptized, the Bible says they will be saved. The first century church, that was their primary focus, of saving souls. In Matthew, the 4th chapter, Jesus saw Peter and his brother Andrew, and they were involved in their daily occupation, casting their nets to catch fish. But Jesus told them that, listen, if you will just drop your nets and follow me, I will make you fishers of men. In verse number 20 of that same chapter, the Bible says they immediately left their nets and followed Jesus. Peter and Andrew's decision lets us know that our daily occupations should never become more important than our spiritual obligations. Catching fish, it's definitely good, but leading people to Christ is far better. Our attitude in saving souls is of the utmost importance. We must be mindful that Jesus commanded that this saving gospel should be shared with everyone. And that's including those that we're not especially comfortable being around or even talking to. In Acts chapter 9, Ananias was told to go preach the gospel to Saul of Tarsus. Ananias knew that Saul was a man that persecuted the church. He put Christians in jail, and he did not want to go and to share the good news that could save Saul. The Lord had to remind him that Saul, who later became our brother, the beloved apostle Paul, that he was a chosen vessel that he would use to preach the gospel unto the Gentiles. So that tells us right there that we don't know what God can do with someone after they have obeyed the gospel. But we do know that if we never mention it, that they will never have the opportunity of doing great things in the kingdom. So we have to get past our obstacles, get past our fears, get past our preconceived ideas to share Christ and his gospel with other people. Listen, saving money requires discipline and a plan. Saving souls also requires discipline and a plan. Paul admonishes Timothy, and he admonishes us in 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse number 16, that we have to give attention to ourselves. That means minding who we are, remembering whose we are in our conduct, in our character. But he also says that we have to give attention to the doctrine. And if we abide in them, Paul says we will save ourselves and we will save those that would hear us. Good news. May God help us to recognize that being good stewards of our resources is important, but saving souls is what really makes us wise in his sight. So, until the next time we have the opportunity to spend time, I am praying, as I always do, that you might be blessed and that you also would be a blessing to other people.